the computer.
All right, test, test, test. Left testicle, right testicle. Just let me know when we're ready.
We're recording, Jay.
Oh, shit. Hello, friends, and welcome to Beer Thursday. It's time for Beer Thursday. We're glad you're here. And I caught myself off guard. So today, Shayne...
Where did you come from?
Where did I come from? Where did I go? We've got an exciting topic to discuss because my wife and I just finished watching the Yellowstone spinoff prequel, the 1883. Is it 3 or 6? I think it's 1883.
I would have to look that up. There's a lot of numbers in these shows.
There's just too many numbers. Well, anywho, we just finished watching. I know you've seen them all. The next one we're going to watch is 1923 or 6.
Okay, it is I just have confirmation, Jay. It is 1883.
Okay, perfect.
And it's both in 1920. They're both 3s.
Oh,
that's
hey.
easy enough. We can remember that.
I remember that.
We got this.
Perfect. So yeah, Shayne, I thought we should talk about 1883 because holy shit, what a great show.
You like it more than Yellowstone?
You know, I like it equally, but for different reasons. Because it's not really the same. It's a Western. It's just a good old-fashioned, sort of old-fashioned Western about kind of the going out west, young man type of situation. And so I don't really compare it.
Okay.
To as far as
I mean, that's fair.
But as far as the way I don't want to say I like it better, but it really it spoke to me. I liked it. I love the characters. I love how, the Sam Elliott's character, the captain, and the pioneer Dutton. What was his name?
James
Dutton. Yeah.
By Tim McGraw.
Yeah. Tim McGraw. I loved his character. I thought they all had good, they were different than John Dutton in that they seem to have more consciences than, I mean, not that he doesn't, but they seem to be a little bit more.
They're not like gangsters. Like a lot of Yellowstone is almost like a mob movie. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. But I also like the fact that the take no prisoners attitude. I mean, when somebody steals a horse, they don't get a jury or a trial.
Yeah, Wild West.
Yeah,
Wild West.
So yeah, did you like it? How would you compare it, I guess, to Yellowstone?
Yeah, I think I would say that I liked it a little better. I think maybe because of the Fort Worth scenes, and I don't want to say it's historical, but that was an interesting part. There's an interesting time in history. Fort Worth's young days with Hell's Half Acre and the trail, the settlers making their way through the Northwest. That's just and then when we learn about that in school, we learned that it was hard, but this show really shows a lot of the difficulties of making that trip. I mean, just from from the Native Americans, friends and foe, to the other travelers, to cattle rustlers, to tornadoes. That's something I never even would have thought about, was tornadoes. That didn't even occur to me. Right. I'm like, well, yeah, I guess they probably experienced that. I mean, I mean, these were like the bad guys. Like there was no mercy at that. No.
They would.
Yeah.
And it was just, I didn't think about all that stuff and how hard it was, like drinking the water, and how stupid they were about doing that. And going to the bathroom in the same water that they're drinking from. I mean, these people were very ignorant.
It seems really dumb now, but
at the time,
people didn't know then.
They just didn't know. Right. Exactly. Even though I love the fact that And I loved Sam Elliott's character, Captain. He was just, I know that he was kind of an asshole, but I understood why, because he had to be, because these people needed someone to help them understand, if we don't follow these rules, we're gonna die. And unfortunately, not listening to them ended up getting them killed.
We did asshole talk many months ago.
Yeah.
I have no. I mean, we've done almost 300 rounds, Jay. It's hard to remember what number was what, but
Yeah.
you can search back through our catalog and find. I don't think we call it ass. I think we call it everybody's least favorite hole or something like that. Yeah, I think one thing we didn't mention on that is how sometimes it's necessary to be an asshole, and there's times in this when Sam Elliott's and Tim McGraw's characters prove that to be true.
And by the way, I knew Tim McGraw had been acting. I did not know that Faith Hill had ever acted, if she has, but they were both really good. She surprised me. And man, does she have a mouth on her. But, and all the little cameos, like Billy Bob Thornton, the Tom Hanks cameo at the beginning, and then of his wife's cameo when he got drunk with Faith Hill's character, or she got drunk with Faith Hill's character.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember.
Yeah,
that. I did. Now I want to go watch it again just to see Tom Hanks. How did I miss that? I mean, it's Tom Hanks.
Sam Elliott was having a sort of a flashback or a bad dream, and he's wandering around after all this massacre, and he's Tom Hanks' character comes up and just basically sits down next to him, and just knowingly they kind of sit there. I think maybe he says a few words, but they sit there in silence for most of it. And I get the opinion that he might have been from the other. I don't remember what side that Sam Elliott was on, but he did go to prison. Did he? No, he didn't go to prison, did he?
Oh, I don't remember.
I know Tim McGraw's character did. I know Dutton did, but anyway, it was a great movement. Speaking of Sam Elliott, I think it's time for a toast.
It's time for a toast, according to the ding dings from our producer.
Yeah. So I'm gonna paraphrase a quote from the TV show, which this one, I love this one. It was cracked me up. I'll do this with a beer. I'm looking at my beer and saying to my beer, I'm looking for a reason. Are you going to be my reason?
Mm.
Cheers.
Cheers. The dude abides.
Yeah, the dude abides. So I just love Sam Elliott. I think he is one of the greatest actors of our generation, not our previous generation.
He always plays cool characters.
Yeah.
Like this one and the other ones that he played.
And the other ones. Now I do have
character from The Big Lebowski and Tombstone.
He was also in The Stars Born. He played the brother of, what's his name character? Oh, now I have a question about, I don't know if we know this, maybe we'd have to look it up. Does his mustache get double billing? Or, I mean, does it get billing with the mustache? Is it separate billing, or are they come as a one unit?
I wonder if he ever shaves it off and they're like, no, it's part of the deal. You have to have the mustache. We need the full bars, Mr. Elliott.
It's like Tom Selleck. Remember, you didn't know him without the mustache,
True.
But so
Oh yeah, just one last thing on how cool Sam Elliott is in all movies or shows. Yellowstone, Lloyd Pierce, you know him because he's the character who's just like Sam Elliott.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's even a Sam, and I always thought that, like, I wonder why they didn't just get Sam Elliott to play. I mean, it's a very Sam Elliott-like character, and then lo and behold, in this next series, they do have Sam Elliott playing a similar character.
I love it. Well, he was he was great. So let's just talk about my second favorite character of the show.
One.
That would be the daughter. What's her name? Elsa? Elsie?
Elsa Dutton.
Elsa
Yeah,
Dutton. Yes. First of all, I saw her. Did you ever see the show Young Sheldon?
I did not, Jay.
Okay. Well, she was on there. She played the girlfriend, a super religious girlfriend of Georgie, who was Sheldon's little brother, or big brother. And anyway, I never really thought much about her. And then on this show, she has some acting chops. She was really, really good. And
Oh yeah.
may I say, a total badass.
Yes, you may. You may say that. I will allow it.
Yeah, she was really good. And I was worried because I thought I might have seen a spoiler on it. And I was really worried throughout the last few episodes that my fear was going to come to fruition. And sadly, it did.
Shut.
Uh,
Wait,
uh,
what happened? What we said?
Well, first of all, anybody who has not seen 1883, if you're listening now, either stop listening or come back after you have. But
I think we know what you've foreshadowed.
yes, I was so sad that she died. I just, because I thought, okay, maybe she's not going to die, but she's doing the voiceover, and she does the voiceover in 1923, like in the first episode, I think.
How is she still doing? Is she an angel now?
Is she an angel? Yeah. Well, yeah.
Voiceovers?
What's
She's
going?
The voiceover angel?
Yeah. I mean, but the way she died, the way her character just was true to the character and like made her even more of a badass. Like she chose where she wanted to be buried.
Which pretty much ends up being their ranch, their land in Montana.
In Montana, yeah. That was really great. I was also a little sad. I kind of thought Sam Elliott would have a change of heart about killing himself, but apparently not.
No, he went through with that.
Yeah.
So I guess he was reincarnated as Lloyd.
There you go.
And speaking of her narration, that was just excellent writing. That was like philosophy. Yeah. It was brilliant. And I'm pretty sure that was all Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah.
Because he's written good stuff. I don't know that I remember him getting that philosophical and that poetic. And it was just as beautiful. And then her voice is perfect for it. Did she have the southernish accent in Young Sheldon?
Not really. I mean, and not that I recall.
Okay.
She certainly didn't lead me to believe that she was a total badass, but she was in this. I also like when they got to Montana. I guess they were in Montana. Yeah, they were in Montana, and they came across the tribe there, and they knew, they treated her, but they knew she wasn't going to make it. But I don't know if he was the chief or what he was, but he was freaking funny. The heavy set indigenous American guy.
Yeah. Yes.
I loved it because the fact that he's just like, he spoke perfect English and he said stuff that just didn't sound like something that you would think you would expect. And I thought that was funny, cool. He was instantly likable. So were was her husband and the other guy, the rest of the tribe that he was from. I thought that was really cool. Kind of keeping track of it. And
Yellowstone has Jamie, who is so easy to hate.
Yeah.
And Beth, who I know some people idolize her because she is a strong female.
Yeah.
I think she's a psychopath and a bully, but
she is.
But easily hateable.
Yeah.
And of course, anyone who's easily hateable is also easily lovable.
Yeah.
But 1886, is there a hateable character in it? Is there anyone that it's just hard to like, even if it's for, like we love Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Even though he should be hateable, and Beth Dutton should be hateable. Darth Vader and Beth Dutton. That's a good comment.
There was nobody. Well, see, it was straight ahead. I mean, the bad guys were bad guys, and the good guys were not necessarily great people and super likable, but they weren't hateable. And you felt like all of them were redeemable, except for maybe the cook. He seemed like kind of a dick, but but
yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah. And I love the respect that they showed for the indigenous people when they found that, that there was the massacre, and they wanted to make sure. I know they were trying to save their own lives too, but they're doing the right thing, especially not touching the bodies, because they wanted them to be able. Yeah. I think that was really cool.
Taylor Sheridan thing. Yeah. He, in all of his, or I guess all of these older American movies based in prior years, he's very, what's the word I'm looking? He's very, it's not like the old Westerns where the Indians were always the bad guys, the savages. Yeah. He always portrays our Native Americans in a very positive light. Even the villains like Rainwater and Mo.
Yeah.
Can't help but love Rainwater and Mo.
Yeah.
And they ended up helping out, they ended up helping out in the Duttons. So.
I like the guy that shot that. Was he the guy? No, I don't know. He wasn't the guy that shot the arrow, but the one that she basically thought she was super brave.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. That conversation he had with Dutton. Was it Dutton that he had the conversation with? I think it was. Yeah.
Jay, it took you so long to finally watch these shows that it's been a year or so for me since I've seen them.
You should really watch them. They're great.
Maybe I will sometime. Have you started 1923 yet?
No, I think we'll probably, if we don't start it this weekend, we'll probably start it when we get back from our vacation.
I'm going to try to rewatch it with you. And then that way, when we do rounds on 1923, I'll have more.
Okay.
It'll be fresher in my memory.
And then we'll have the last.
It's not very good.
The last mine either. We'll have the last half of Yellowstone to discuss in early fall, I think.
Okay.
Which I'm interested to see how that's gonna come to its unnatural end. Speaking of that, it's kind of funny that Kevin Costner, he left. He had this, dust up with Taylor Sheridan, but he left the show because he's got that passion project and he was wanting to get it off the ground. There was the delay that interfered with his schedule. They both have their sides. I don't think either one of them was wrong. But what's interesting about it is his story is the horizon is kind of about the move west.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, and I thought that was interesting. And I noticed that one of the guys in Horizon was one of the bad guys that he formed an alliance with. John Dutton did early on. Forgot his name, but.
And maybe that's why he wanted to, because he's been wanting to do this movie and this project, and then here's Taylor Sheridan's doing this very similar one. So maybe he's like, well, okay, now I don't want to see him. I want to either get it out because this seems to be a good topic now, or maybe that's he's hitting the iron while the iron's hot.
I saw the preview for the movie. I want to see it, but the problem is, from what I understand, it's like a well over 3-hour movie, and part 1 is in July and part 2 is in August, and apparently he was planning on a couple more. But
I don't have a problem with that.
Well, I'm good with doing more, but I'm not good with. We don't need I think we had this discussion. I don't need a 3-hour movie. I need it to be trimmed down a little bit, because even if it was like 2.5 hours, I could deal with that. But 3, come on, man. Come on.
So Danny Huston, is that the one you're talking about? He's the older gray-haired guy. He was
I think
he was in. Wasn't he in the Wolverine Origins too? Wasn't he? I mean, we're getting way off topic, aren't we?
Yeah.
We need to land.
But
this
maybe
thing.
We got to land that mofo. Yeah, I think he was. I think he was in maybe what do I know? But I will say this. I did love 1883. I thought it was a great show, and I'm glad I watched it.
As do I also. We recommend it to you. We recommend you watch 1923 along with Jay and me and tell us your thoughts on it. Maybe tell us what you think about 1923 and we'll include that. And actually don't tell us because we don't want any spoilers for Jay. Don't tell us that. Tell me and stuff.
Just tell Shayne.
Yeah. Let me know. Shayne.fun.
Yeah.
On the Instagrams.
Yeah.
And we want to thank you for kindly dropping by and listening to our 1883 talk with us. Hit that subscribe button so that you can catch every time we talk about a new movie or song or beer or weird thought that pops into our head. Any of those things. You want to be there for all of it. And the way to do that is click subscribe so that Thursday morning you get that next shocking but entertaining round of Beer Thursday.